Got a good show here. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and we're going to bring our first guest on here. And I became aware of this group just as soon as I started getting involved in things around the neighborhood, and I heard such wonderful things about them, and we were so happy to get to meet them. And over the past couple of years, we've become very close friends. This is the School Sisters of Notre Dame and their educational center that's over on 88th Avenue. You guys have seen a bit about them on the internet and in the paper, but what they do is they just really do a fantastic job, and they've got an event coming up that I'm really looking forward to. I'm one of these people, sometimes I don't always look forward to going to events. This is one I'm really looking forward to. I had a great time at this last year. This is their Mardi Gras celebration, and they're having this on Wednesday, February 26th, and it's at Roma View on Cross Bay Boulevard. And it's $75 a person, and that includes dinner and an open bar, and there's always lots of things going on there, music and dancing. It's a real fun night. You get people decked out in the beads and all that. We had a fantastic time last year. Really looking forward to going this year. And also, it's their 10th anniversary. So joining us here, and I'm very, very honored and happy to have her join us tonight, is the Executive Director of the School Sisters of Notre Dame Educational Center, and that's Sister Catherine Feeney. Sister Kathy, how are you?
I'm very, very well. I'm eager to have our Mardi Gras, Ed, and thank you for that wonderful plug.
Oh, listen, I love it's one of my favorite events. Last year I had the greatest time, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've been telling people, and we've got a lot of people I know are coming. I think it's going to be a real successful and a fun evening. Yeah,
the seats are going fast. Ed, do you know what Mardi Gras means?
Why don't you tell me?
Well, it means Fat Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
It's the French for Fat Tuesday, and traditionally, it has been celebrated the night before Ash Wednesday. People just go all out, and we all think of it as something that happens in New Orleans or Rio de Janeiro, but we've got our own Woodhaven one. And it's right before the Lenten fast, so we're really going to enjoy the food at Roma View. This is our fourth year. We began very small right here at our center, and we were bursting at the seams the very first night that we did it. So we've moved on to Roma View, where they're just wonderful to us. And I must give an honor to Sonia Sadler, who is the person who plans the event.
Oh, Sonia does a terrific job, and we're looking forward to seeing her, and all the staff. All your staff does such a wonderful job, and about what you guys do. And I always tell people this, that what you guys do there really has such deep impact. I mean, we see people who do volunteer work, and I'm not denigrating anything that anyone does. All volunteer work is terrific, but a lot of the volunteer work that I've been involved with, I like to consider surface help. Whereas, so you're helping people in the moment. Whereas what you guys do, I call this deep impact help, that you're helping people, changing their lives, which ripples out, has a ripple effect to the lives of their family, their children. It ends up rippling out all the way to the entire community. So maybe you can just tell us a little bit about what your educational center does and how many students it has and all of that.
Okay. Well, first of all, we are the staff and the board of directors are really driven by the conviction that an educated woman can change the world. Mm-hmm. We're convinced of that. And first, I'd like to tell you about three of our success stories.
Okay.
One of which we just found out about this morning. I had a call from April, who ended her time at the center last June. She's a middle-aged woman, a grandmother, never had an opportunity to finish high school, and she called in today to say, and she was just elated, that she received her diploma. She now has a GED diploma. So, it just put everybody on staff in a real high mood. But I'd share with you two of our other success stories, because I can give you lots of statistics, but I think I will if you ask, but the human interest is great.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite people, I shouldn't have favorites, we've had over 600 women pass through our doors in the 10 years. But Jennifer was living on her own at age 16. Her mother was in federal prison. She's caring for her younger brother. And a group some of you may have heard of, Our Children, found out about her. And she was sort of the opposite. It wasn't a mother who was out of prison. It was a daughter who didn't have a mother. And they discovered Jennifer, and she enrolled in our GED program. In 3 months, she just flew, blossomed. She cut her first birthday cake ever here. And then she took the test, really aced it, went on to college, and now she's teaching in the Bronx.
Wow.
So, that is wonderful. And then there's Desme, who is a mother of two, and she was injured on her job. So while she was doing physical therapy, she had a little time on her hands, and she decided to get her high school diploma. The special thing about her was that because she had so many other commitments, she was in the group that went at a slower pace, but she was convinced she was going to get it in a certain amount of time. She went out with the others, and she passed it. And now she's in college. So
wow.
That's another exciting story. But the human interest, I think, is what wins our hearts. And anybody in Woodhaven who would like to visit us, just give us a call and come.
It's a terrific story, and it's every time you hear one of these success stories, it's very inspiring. And I can back you up on what you say there about coming to visit. I know every time I've been there, and you see the graduation ceremonies in particular, when you see the smiles on their faces, you see you feel it radiating off of them. It's a great feeling. And you feel so happy for them, and you see that it's that what a difference it's going to make for them. So let's take a step back. Can you tell us a little bit of the background of how? First, let's start with you. How did you come to this? What was your path to get involved in this?
Really 20 years ago, I was working at Presentation Church on Parsons Boulevard, and I ran a women's group, and the women there kept saying, we need a center, not a group. Well, life collected me in a different direction, and it wasn't until 9 years later that I became part of a group who began the center. We really are sponsored by my religious community, School Sisters of Notre Dame. And it was back in 2003 that we arrived at our first site down in South Ozone Park during that power outage in August. And the first thing we did after we got the lights back on was to go around the neighborhood, meet the people, ask them what they really needed, meet the civic leaders, the church leaders, And we invited a group of about 15 women to come up and meet with us and tell us what was the urgent need. Well, they had a list so long that we knew we'd never meet it. And they just looked at us and said, "Don't worry, sisters will help you."
Mm-hmm.
They did, but we have also found that even more so here in Woodhaven, and I'm not exaggerating. You know, we have volunteers in here every day who help with the phone and the reception, and that's the first face they see every day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that smiling receptionist who welcomes them. Then right now we have more than 60 ESL students and about 19 GED students.
Wow.
So there's a tremendous need for the ESL. You know, as you would all know, that we have so many people struggling with the language. And what touches my heart is that these women really want to learn English to help their children. You ask them, they say, so that I can help my kids with their homework. And usually a child comes with them to help them register. So it's really very special.
So now you take your average student, because we all know, I mean, there's all different kinds, but someone who comes in who needs to learn English, and they come in and they sign up. How long does it take for them generally to get to the point where you'd say they're fluent?
Oh, I would say it's a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 semesters, because our program includes reading and writing. It's not speaking.
Okay.
And we've got some who were never in a formal classroom in their lives.
Oh boy, yeah.
In their country, they didn't go to school at all. So they have no structure for how to write a sentence in their own language, let alone in English. So I'm amazed at the attendance we had these terrible stormy days. We only closed one day, and even in this icy cold, they come ringing that bell rings all morning as they come in.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, it's a great thing you guys are doing, and we're so proud to have it right here in our community, and where it's really needed. Now, the students that you have, I mean, I know you serve from all over, but being you are here in Woodhaven, do you find that you get more locally, or is it still from all over?
Most of them walk. Most walk.
Okay.
They're from Woodhaven and Richmond Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, we have some that come from Long Island City, taking subways.
Wow.
We have some from Howard Beach. We have some one Rockaway. I mean, some of them, it's a trip. Over in Rosedale, we have a few coming from there. But they would be in the minority. I would say the majority are from the neighborhood. They kind of come out of the woodwork.
And how do they usually find out about your center? What's the most common way that they find out about it?
Well, now it's really word of mouth. You might notice we don't do a lot of advertising. We put it in key places, some flyers around, some in some churches, and we are non-denominational, and we're also tuition free, and I think that's a drawing card. But people look, we do put that on the form. How did you find out about us? my friend, my sister. Yeah, it is the conversation, or at the local playground when I brought my kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Again, I really admire what all of you do, and very proud to be working with you guys, and looking forward to many years and seeing more growth and hearing many more success stories. And we'll see you very soon
at the Mardi Gras.
At the Mardi Gras. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you in a special way, Ed, because it was a delight to tell more folks about the center. And I just thank you for the invitation.
You're very sweet. Sister Kathy,
all right.
Be well. Thank you so much.
Good night now.
Good night, dear. Be well. Take care.
Thank you.
And that's Sister Catherine Feeney of the School Sisters of Notre Dame. A very, very sweet woman. The whole group is so nice, and they do such wonderful work. And really looking forward. And if you're interested, again, we've put links up all over the place, and you've still got about 19 days beforehand, but time's running out to get tickets to this thing. And I tell you, we know a lot of people that are going already, and if you're going to go, get in touch with me if you want to kind of hang out at one of our tables. I think we're going to need 2 tables now because we got enough people coming. We're going to hang out, so it'll be a fun night. Open bar. Just letting those 2 words sink in there. Open bar. So a lot of fun. Last year they had a psychic, and they had a sketch artist, and they got lots of raffles. I should have gone into the raffles too, because they got some really great prizes. They got flights here and there, and actually airline tickets. So really great stuff, and they do such great work. So looking forward to that. So anyway, thanks to Sister Catherine Feeney and all the staff at School Sisters of Notre Dame Educational Center. So did talk to Sister Kathy. We are going to have we're going to get one of their success stories to call in one time. It'd be really nice to hear someone who's gone through it.